Greetings and felicitations. I told you we'd be back. Didn't I say that we'd be back? We're back in Banner Saga. So, guys, I want to tell you about a little thing I've been doing. I am a bit of an achievement nut. I love collecting achievements, and I want to show you. This is Banner Saga 1, and I have every achievement, 39 out of 39, for Banner Saga 1. What I don't have are achievements in Banner Saga 2 and 3. So, two of the achievements that I don't have in Banner Saga 2 involve having a full party of rank 10 heroes, and the other one is having 3 rank 10 items. In order to get these things in Banner Saga 2 actually requires boatloads, absolute boatloads of renown. So I put myself through a challenge. I decided I'm going to play through Banner Saga 1 to try and get myself as much renown as possible, because there's a difference between Banner Saga 1 and Banner Saga 2 in the renown expenditure for characters, okay? So first of all, every character in Banner Saga 2 starts at level 3 for free, which means you don't have to spend in Banner Saga 1, the 5 and 10 renown, meaning 15 renown, to get up to level 3 in Banner Saga 1. Additionally, leveling from 3 to 4 and 4 to 5 is cheaper in Banner Saga 2 than it is in Banner Saga 1. So, this is what I've done. I've created a monster. I am not leveling any of my heroes in this Banner Saga 1 playthrough. Now, I've already actually gotten a very significant portion of the way through the game. As you can see, I'm already in the last chapter. I've made it to, or close to the last chapter. I made it to Boris Garden. You can see there at the top of the screen, I have 226 renown on Rook and Alette. And that's not counting the renown I'm about to get from Hacken when he and his war party show up. So, why do I want to show this to you at this stage of the game? Because I'm now basically doing a run through where I'm like, can I beat the game, Banner Saga 1, admittedly on easy, but with everybody at level 1? Now, there are exceptions to this. Nid starts at level 2 when you get her, and I think I might be able to spend some of her renown if she actually started at level 2. I'll double check that in a second. But I also got Ivan at level 5, and Sibjorn at level 5. So these two characters have a free buff right out the gate. Now, additionally, Banner Saga 3 has some achievements I want to go for that are pretty entertaining. One of them is like beat the game with fewer than 16 characters, with both parties still alive, or something like that, like a very small party. And I've gotten so good at these games that I've forgotten like how to kill off a lot of these characters. So let's go ahead and just carry you through this. Finally, you arrive at Borisgard, where the walls stretch for miles in both directions and are littered with the bodies of Dredge, Varl, and men. "Excuse the mess!" shouts a voice from above the gates. Looking up, you spy a striking Varl. Oh, what a handsome face. His face wreathed with matted black hair. Take a shower. Movement at the gates catches your eye. Dredge are still banging at the gate doors. Without luck. "Let us in," you shout. Sibjorn pushes past. "I won't be hearing the end of this for a while," he says before yelling, "Open up, Bulwark! They drug me out of Reynivik." You hear a laugh echoing on the wind as the doors creak. A dozen armed men led by a massive Varl make quick work of the Dredge and usher you into the city. Excuse me. Thankfully I have some water available today. Don't want to lose my voice. You are going to hear me losing a lot of my voice over the next month or so. With my side gig at this haunted house, I am going to be shouting over music and scaring people and doing a whole bit. It's crazy, but I'll suffer through it if you'll suffer through listening to me. You may be interested to know they brought a mender. You didn't go to get a mender. Where's the mead? Sibjorn shrugs apologetically. I guess the mender will do. Either we've got a chance now or we're completely screwed. I'm Rook. We've come a long way, some as far as Skoker. Are you in charge here? In charge of the governor, I suppose. Listen, if you have something to tell him, say it now, otherwise you're on your own. I don't care where you go, but stirring up trouble is probably the only reason you'll see me again. It won't be to talk. Mender, come along. We're going to go see the governor. Bolvik and Sibjorn leave with Eyvind, who goes willingly, signaling that he's fine. Fane. This is just like Frostfeller all over again. This is nothing like Frostfeller. The one in Bearskin is probably leading the Ravens. Ravens? Is that good or bad? Depends on who they're working for. Hopefully it really is the governor and not someone trying to strong-arm their way into his seat. I guess we wait for Eyvind to tell us, if he comes back. I'm not worried about Eyvind. I'm worried about the army of refugees we brought who don't belong here. You're probably right. Nobody ever uttered a nice thing about Borisgard. So what now? We'll have to go to the docks and see what our options are, in case we need to leave quickly. Did you notice the city guards when we came in? What guards? I have a feeling the Ravens are all they've got left. Something serious went down. And when Bellower gets here, he's going to walk right through this place without even breaking his stride. Let's keep that to ourselves for now. So, the docks. Alright. I can't wait to show you my Heroes tent. Okay, so I got Docks, Market Map, Heroes. Here it is. So let's talk about what I've been doing to get this far. You're going to notice a new face right off the bat. Yeah, that's Eckel from Frostfeller. He's actually totally trustworthy. You could bring him along. Because I am actually trying to get a lot of characters killed off, you'll notice Gil is already out. I got rid of him. He was betrayed by Onef. Onef, who you probably barely remember from Frostfeller, was actually the one running the show, not Eckel, even though Eckel was the one we talked to all the time. Alette killed Onef. I still have Ivor, so I'm going to put him in rotation. I still have Krumer. There's going to be a chance for me to lose him soon. But I have Sibjorn now, so I don't really need Krumer. Let's see if I can put points. Yeah, I have 2 points for Nid. So I'm going to go ahead and put them on. Let's see here. I need more people with decent breaks, so I'll give that to her. And then that'll give her a really good break. Her item I've given her is 15% chance to dodge strength. When I go into markets, the first thing I look for, and actually I should do that here. The first thing I look for at the market are level 1 items, because that's the only way I have to manipulate the stats of my characters in this game. So right away, no, that's a level 2 item. Yeah, so I can't buy anything here for my level 1 characters. I can buy something for a level 2 character. So this would be -1 aggro. This would be +2 break. You know what? I'll spring that for Nid. That's going to make her really good, actually. Hold on. Heroes. Since I just put the points in her that I didn't save, did I? No, I did. Okay. So then. There it is. +2 break. Give that to Nid. I'm actually going to add Nid to the rotation now. I'll figure that out later. As you can see, I have Eyvind. I've already given him the Calabia. 1 will per turn, 1 armor per turn. The other level 5 items I have are the God Scale and Beorwulf's Blessing, and I gave Dunder's Hand to Sibjorn. Dunder's Hand is +3 strength. And he's a Tempest swing-in character. Let's go down the line. Let's just show you the kills. I already have 12 kills on Rook. Hogan with 7. I had to swap him in a couple of times. Mogan, I only really used him once, but that bloody flail is actually really useful at low levels. Eyvind with 6 kills. Ivor with 12. Nid with 1. Krumer with 7. And Oddleaf with 8. And Alette with 14. And with this run, I'm actually going to keep Alette and kill Rook. The reason being is that in Banner Saga 2 and Banner Saga 3, her ability, which is Overwatch, is insanely useful with all the move tech. So Eckel has Guts, which is probably my favorite ability in the game, especially when you combo it with with Alet's Overwatch, because Guts knocks back all units up to 2 tiles, 3 tiles, 4 tiles, and Alet will pop anybody that gets moved. So you have people like Ekel who gutses them a great ways. Then you have like you put movement tech on top of Oddleaf's arrows, so they step in her trap and they get knocked back, and then Alet puts an arrow into them. Then you get Scathak and Roak with their mule kick pop. Not only are they stunned for a turn, but arrow is also given them an arrow courtesy of move tech. It is so useful. Oh, and even Ivor. Ivor has move. It does break. It's his battering ram. He does it with his head. Whack, headbutt, and then again, Alet gives them an arrow. It's pretty awesome. I love doing it. About the only one who doesn't have move tech is going to be Ivan in the rotation. That's just how it's going to be. Okay, so moving on. Let's go check out the problem at the docks. When you get to the docks, your heart sinks. Not a longship to be seen, aside from wrecks, bodies float in the water, buildings are trashed and boarded up. What happened here, murmurs Alet. They're all gone, says Ivan, approaching alone. I see you had the same thought as me. And actually, for the most part, I've just been hammering the spacebar to get through this game. But I figured that not everybody who's been watching my channel has been watching since I've been doing Banner Saga 1. They might have picked up in Banner Saga 2 and 3. So I'm going to give you the chance to actually experience the story. Ivan, you're okay. I'm fine. It wasn't a lie. The governor is here. Rugga! He's in hiding. Why? Since the dredge started appearing, anyone with a ship and half a wit left long ago. People can't leave by foot. Food is scarce. Markets are bare. Borsgard is a fire keg waiting for someone to tip it over. So the governor's paying the ravens to protect him against his own people. And keep the peace, so to speak. It's more like a massacre anytime there's hint of an uprising. Where does that leave us? I promised him the Mender's protection in Arborang. I don't think he's very popular there. They're going to start tearing this place down to build new ships. We can ride the Ormsa River all the way to the capital, leaving another perfectly good city behind. How long will it take to build new ships? Hold on. What happens to the people living in Borsgard? It's the best I could do, Alet. He thought it could take as long as a month. You don't usually make ships out of scrap lumber. As soon as people figure out what's going on, there's going to be riots in the streets. A month? Why bother? Bellower will be here within the week, if not sooner. I'm open to suggestions. Gods be damned! Is there no end to this? Ivor roars in frustration, leaving you standing by the docks. Alet gives you a worried look before chasing after him. Ivan, what do we do about Bellower? Ivan says nothing for a moment. I don't know. Leader of so-called... Okay. Spoiler warning. As it's revealed in Banner Saga 3, that mofo right there, Ivan, was totally the leader of the Volca, of the Mender's Council. And yet, he spends the majority of this game going, I don't know what to do. I'm just a Mender who could summon lightning from the sky and destroy bridges, but I don't know. I need Juno for that. And Juno actually totally is the bee's knees. You're going to be hearing a lot of 1920s slang from me, guys, because that's my character at my aunt, and I apologize. Alright, anyway, let's go talk to Ivor. You find Ivor standing on the city walls, overlooking the fields outside. Dredger keeping their distance, but continue to gather. Come on, let's get some fights. I'm ready to go. I'm okay, Rook. Ivor cuts you off before you can say anything. You know he's been through worse. Just feels like someone should cut us a break every now and then. If we want to be standing a month from now, we're going to have to be prepared. Well, what did you have in mind? First off, our clansmen need a place to stay. They'll get torn to pieces out in the streets. I'll keep an eye on the dredge up here. If they break through the walls, we're done for, so we'll have to keep them back. Could always use a hand with that. We need to know who's controlling what, and make sure we get our cut. Food's going to become scarce. And when they start building those ships, we're going to have to keep people away. What a damn mess. I'll do what I can. Alright. So another achievement I'm working towards in Banner Saga 3, on the whole like flip of the clock thing where you're going back and forth between Ivor and Arborang, Ivor, Arborang. If you can get Ivor all the way to the tower with only having to flip over the clock once, then you're set. That's an achievement. In the last run through, I had to do it like 5 times. And a couple times before that, I only had to flip it over like twice, but I haven't been able to do a full run, which means I need boatloads of supplies, villagers, fighters, and Varl. Like, I need to clamor and collect as much of that as possible. Ivor explains. I'm leading attacks with Ivan every time the dredge get too close to the gates. Listen, we're going to lose fighters and Varl every day like this. I don't need to tell you what happens if nobody is manning this wall. We could always use help. Okay. The first thing I want to do is... I think 5 is going to potentially get him killed. So I'm going to go ahead and put Krumer in charge of leading the warriors. Krumer, you shout, calling around the war leader. This is your expertise. Are you willing? Krumer is more than happy to switch off leading the charge, giving Ivor a break between fights. He spends the rest of the day showing you complex war strategies to reduce losses. Alright, morale improved. We lose 10 fighters and 9 Varl, and I need to find a way to get the clansmen into... I have to take care of the clansmen before I start really losing them. Ivor points out the dredge along the wall. There's a lot more of them, and they're getting braver, he says. We lost a fair number of fighters since yesterday. We could use your help if there's nobody left to defend the walls. So we need to find a safe place for the caravan to stay. The entire caravan is spread out in the streets where they're attracting attention. We could look for a public house, suggests Alette, like Frostfeller. You figure that if you made camp in the open, you could at least keep everyone together, or with people leaving the city recently, there might be abandoned houses you could squat in. So we're going to look for abandoned houses. With all the people that fled from Borisgard when the dredge arrived, you figure there must be abandoned houses around town. Sure enough, a few turn up, which will keep people out of the weather. They express concerns over safety. A house full of women and children is sure to draw some attention. So we are going to leave some fighters to guard the houses. You take volunteers to watch over the houses, mostly the older or wounded fighters who wouldn't be much help against the dredge anyway. Hopefully they won't be missed on the walls, but you feel better knowing that your clansmen will be that much safer. Excuse me. So that's 44 fighters and 20 Varl. That's gnarly. Okay, so we're going to fight this turn. This is bad, says Ivan, as Ivor points across the battlefield. Aside from the fact that we're up to our necks in dredge, a stone singer showed up. We've been losing warriors left and right. If we don't deal with it, this wall will come down by the end of the day. One of your clansmen from the caravan finds you. Just wanted to tell you that everything seems to be fine, he says, regarding the people in the caravan. There was a little scuffle with some looters, but the fighters you left sorted everything out. More renown. Dad, there's a riot at the docks. Alette runs up to you out of breath. They're trying to smash up the boats. When you calm her down, she says the ravens are there, but she's worried that things could get out of hand. Okay, so I think if I leave the walls alone, Krumer dies. But I don't think I lose anything at all by not investigating the riots down by the docks. So, like I said, I am trying to kill off a bunch of characters. That said, as I'm thinking ahead, Krumer doesn't offer me any value really until Banner Saga 3, when I can use him to speed up Umbrage with Apostate. So, I think he isn't really a critical strategy. I can really just afford to put Apostate in a corner and use Umbrage. And just wait for it to trigger. I don't have to have it trigger every time, because that's like my first 3 moves. I think I'm actually just going to go with the more immediate problem, which is the walls. I can afford to keep Krumer. Krumer's an okay guy, so I'll join in defending the walls. That Stone Singer is going to wreak havoc on us if we don't take care of it, Ivor tells you. This will be a rough fight, but we've got to take it down. You ready? We prepare. Alright, so strategy. I use Echo an awful lot like I use Gil. But I don't think I really need him as much as I need Ivor. I think I'm going to use Ivor as the tank this time around, because I want Nid in this rotation because of her ridiculous break. So I'm going to put her after Rook, and that means Ivan is the anchor. Ivan started with like 9, 10 points or something. I can't remember. Might have been between 8 and 10 points that I was able to spend. So he actually has a pretty good break, and he's a 9/9, which is better than I can say for most of my humans. Like Oddleaf, 8/7, Nid, 6/7, Rook, 8/10, and Alette, 7/7. I'm actually going to make Rook my anchor then, and then because he can use his ability to mark prey and really put a beat down if I've got 3 archers and a Varl. This could work out. And then Nid, of course, rocking 4, 5, 6 potential break. And that's with a party of mostly rank 1 heroes. So we're ready for battle. Let's just do this. We got a Stone Singer to face. I can't let the Stone Singer hit me because it poisons. And the poison takes away 1 health every turn. And it never goes away. And it passes on. It's like a disease. It passes on to anybody that they touch. And I always try to keep a close formation. So I can't afford to let any of my guys get hit by the Stone Singer. Okay, but what are you? You're an 18/11? Okay, that's fine. 6/7, 6/7, 6/7, 12, 12. Do I get to... Okay, so the deployment's actually kind of shaped funny. This is how I'm going to open up, actually. I'm going to go ahead and have Ivor just charge up to this character here, because he can kill it. Give me a pretty quick advantage. I wish I had Bjorn... not Gunnulf. Oh, man, what is his name? Sibjorn. I wish I had Sibjorn, because he could do a Tempest right here. We're going to need Nid to break this one's armor. And then... put away... Oh, so this is one... I'm going to have Oddleaf out here to stop that tanky guy. And then Alette with her arrows can do a lot of work. So I'm gonna deploy like this. And Rook, he can do some immediate run up and damage. We'll start him here just in case. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, so the Stone Singer goes first and would be able to reach Ivor unless I spend a willpower to get here. Because he spent that... Yeah, so I'm going to come over this way. Pop this guy down to 1 health. Let them get out of the way. Alright, so he's going to start up an Umbrage, which is A-okay in my book. Alright, that Slinger, then the big guy. Gonna go ahead and set up a rain of arrows in front of big guy. Now, the rain of arrows in past run-throughs has been a major damage dealer for me, but it's also been a stun for 1 turn. You're going to see me in this game use it mostly just to stun the enemy, because the damage potential of it is not that great. I'm going to go ahead and do a massive break here. Look at that. 1/3 of its armor gone. It steps there, and it only takes 1 damage. So that's the downside to having only a level 1 Oddleaf. Anyway, we're going to move over here. We're going to do a lightning strike. Right on that lady right there. Take both of those slingers down to very, very low health. And these slingers I got to be careful for, because they can deal plenty of damage with break. Alette, let's see, what's your move like? I'm going to put you here. Let's go ahead and just keep breaking the armor on the big one. And ooh, check this out. This is going to be fun. Mark Prey. Triple arrow shot. BAM! Alright, so they've been umbridged. I'm going to go ahead and... Let's see, what's your move? Oh, yeah, you're out of this fight. Going to come this way. We'll take out this slinger. Crunch. You're doing plenty of break to me, however. Okay, Oddleaf, take out the big guy. I wonder if she can reach this one with Bird of Prey. Yes, she can, and she'll deal the extra damage for it, too. Puncture is a hell of a drug. Gonna run up this way. I'm gonna do a mend. Let's see here. What's willpower 7? I'm just gonna go ahead and drop 3 willpower into it and heal as much as of that armor as I can. We're good. Okay, exploding rocks at Rook and Ivor. Ivor might just have to deal with it unless I can get Alette close enough, and I don't believe I can. So I'm just gonna pull her off to the side. Man, that is one heck of a break. Alright, we're going to run over here. We're going to go ahead and stop those rocks from exploding. Okay. Alright, I can afford to get poisoned at this stage. Alright, exploding rocks. Both at Ivor's feet. Gonna move Oddleaf up. Ah, going for another umbrage. Gonna move Nid up. She still has willpower. We'll do a Bird of Prey. Can't hit anybody. Okay, end turn. Yeah, it was a huge hit. Ivor's almost done. It's okay if I lose him at this stage. Can't lightning anybody, so we're going to go ahead and mend. Try to protect Ivor some. It's only 4. Exploding rocks again. Just gonna run Rook up. We're gonna stop those rocks. And this will kill a Ivor. But thankfully not spread any disease to anybody. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and do this massive break. Golly, that's fun. Alright. Now we're gonna run on forward, deliver some lightning. And Alette will get the kill. So there you go. That's been the game thus far for me. And I'm really looking forward to the fight with Bellower. There he is. Good old Bellower. Front and center of the screen. I only have 1 day of supplies, but whatever. This morning, says Ivor, I saw him. Bellower's here. I think it won't be long now. Ivan leaned silently on his staff nearby. Consider what you want to do now, knowing that any of these tasks will likely take a full day. I guess we should find a source for supplies. Yeah. I checked around, Oddleaf tells you, and nobody has food, or they won't part with it for a fair price, and our medicine has been gone for days. are either gouging the prices or it's just plain gone. She doesn't say it, but you can tell this is going to be a serious problem. We're going to shake places down. Because, I mean, there's no sense in trying to maintain morality in this run-through. This is all about just getting as much as I can for myself. You join Oddleaf to the biggest mead halls, determined to make some sort of deal. You can tell a few of them have food to spare, but the ample number of bodyguards hanging around make it clear they don't want to share. You can tell Oddleaf is about to snap. We're going to resolve ourselves to a fight. As you motion to pull your weapon, Oddleaf stays your hand. You instead begrudgingly leave, and she says, even if I thought just 2 of us could take them and run off with a couple supplies, I have a feeling more people than just us would suffer for it. You figure she's probably right. Well, nuts. Ivor, you begin. Can we really keep this up? Ivor looks like he hasn't slept for days. We've lost a lot of fighters, he mumbles. The weight of the situation is crushing. Then, from far in the distance, you hear a horn. The Rohirrim! No, better. It's better than the Rohirrim. Dredge don't use horns, it occurs to you. Ivan appears at your side, just as a long caravan of people come into view, Dredge turning to attack them. Who is that, you ask? It can't be, says Ivan. He runs towards the gates, shouting, You see their banner! It's Hakon! As you wonder how they got here, the gates are heaved open and you charge onto the field, clearing a path through Dredge. This is going to be amazing. Same strat. It worked last time, we'll keep it. And Ivor isn't even wounded. They've been very, very, what's the term I'm looking for? Generous with the injuries thus far. Okay. Tight formation. We've got 2 stone guards. One of them's a purple, and some weak slingers. This is gonna be no problem at all. Take a moment just to look around the battlefield, see what's going on. There are some dead Varl out here. Sad saps. Gates of Borsgard are huge. Look at this wall. Good lord. We needed this at Arborine. Okay, anyway. So Ivor goes here. Oddleaf to support. Rook here. Ivan there. Actually, I'm going to have them swing out a little bit further. So I'm going to do a let Nid in a position where they can actually put some arrows into some foes. Here we go. Slow Stone Guard, Var Slinger, Near Slinger. You know what that means? That means Near Slinger's going to bite it right here, right now. Good night, sweet princess. Gonna send Oddleaf out this way, and then a rain of arrows directly in front of big guy. I need to get Ivan up here immediately. I don't think he's gonna get close enough though. Yeah, it's worth it. I'm going to spend her will to get all the way over here, and we're going to go ahead and break armor on this guy, take away about half of it, pop, and it carries over to the next Stone Guard who steps in the trap, and he's done for the round. Okay. I do think I can get close enough. Go, Ivan, go! Arc Lightning, we'll do the one in the middle, so that the other 2 get 5 damage. Or I could start with this guy, deal 4 to him, 5, 6. I think I'd just rather have 4 and 5 and 5. Yeah. There we go. Got any exploding rocks? No, gonna do some break. Alright. Now, they are so neatly lined up here. Oh my goodness. Let's get a Oh, it can't go far enough. You gotta be kidding me right now. Alright, just do a basic break then. That was frustrating. Too short of a range. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. That's alright. We already dealt plenty of damage to him. How about a little more? Get him down to 1 health so he's not doing anything else this fight but break. Nid can take that. Then we're going to do a battering ram, send this guy back behind their line so he can't even get to anybody. Everybody gets broken in the process. Lovely. Very lovely. Okay. Can afford to charge her up. And let's just pop that guy. Break this guy's armor. For sure. Alright, now the Sunstriker's turn. Retaliatory fire on Nid. Okay. I'm going to do Arc Lightning right here. No, actually, take that back. Arc Lightning on this one, dealing 3 points of damage, only spending 2 willpower instead of 3. And then it's going to deal 4 damage to the other one, killing both. 3-4. Pillage phase. Thanks, Nid. You did what you had to. And let's make this a theatrical finish, shall we? BAM! Pew pew. Minus 21. And there's 10 more renown for me. Juno, ... I wasn't sure I'd ever see you again, Ivan. She smiles and they embrace. Ivan is completely taken aback, as though he doesn't dare believe she's real, because the last time Ivan saw Juno, she was dead, and he carried her corpse all the way to the inner world and brought down a sun, which was secretly an egg for the serpent, stole its energy and put it into her, and then woke up in the arms of the Varl, leaving Ridgehorn going, nah, Juno's dead. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to Sigerholm. I ran into problems. Problems is putting it lightly. There's a mile-wide canyon practically splitting the world in two over those hills. Couldn't find a place to cross. Worse, dredge are practically falling out of it like blood from a wound. They're not coming from the north anymore. They're everywhere. We noticed. Glad to see you made it out alive, Ingvar. I take it the others didn't. Hacken becomes quiet. Then he motions toward Juno. She got across somehow. Found her out cold for a second time since leaving Strand. We need every axe we can get right now. Bellower is here. Gods be damned, I thought I was free of that menace. I will deal with Bellower. Come on, no need to tempt him by standing out here. I like how unassuming Ivan is through all of Banner Saga 1. That punk. Hacken's caravan enters the city, fighting off waves of dredge as they go. To your relief, hundreds of skilled warriors are now safely in Borisgard. 280 Varl, 315 supplies, and look at my renown now, 376. Hacken joins you on the wall by himself, having sent his warriors to prepare below. You discuss what to do next. I have one last trip to make. I need this one to come with me, she says, pointing to you. I'm sorry, Ivan, you must wait for me one last time. Do not let the city fall before I return. It takes everything within Ivan's power to hold back, but he does. She turns to you. Rook, come with me. We'll return in 2 days, maybe less if you're as quick as you look. Tell anyone who needs to know. Where? Why? Not far, says Juno. She pauses, and something shifts in your vision for just a moment. I know it's hard, she says, her voice filling her head. And you've already been through a lot. As she speaks again, the rest of the world melts away. But you're needed. You can't find the words to argue. Because she's taken over my brain. Look at my teeny little banner. It's a two-person banner. You don't remember leaving the city, but here you are, walking through unfamiliar ground behind Juno. You're alone, aside from hundreds of dredge who are all facing toward an enormous stone ahead. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. So creepy. We're at the Godstone of Stravs. You glance around nervously, but the dredge didn't seem to hear her. It's okay, you can speak softly. Is this where you're going to sacrifice me? Juno smiles. What could have come across as profanely creepy looks sincere instead. No, the dredge cannot see us. To be more precise, they can see us, but I've convinced them to be unconcerned. I can understand your apprehension, though. Why are we surrounded by dredge? They seem to be drawn to the Godstone. There are many things we don't know about Stravs. Maybe they see him as a patron, or it is an attraction they cannot explain. Does Stravs have something to do with that serpent in Einertoft? What was that thing? I cannot say. Can't? I have my suspicions, but until I've had time at the Mender libraries, it would be unwise to speculate. For all our knowledge, it always seems as though we know little. Imagine how the rest of us feel. On the contrary, the less people know, the more certain they tend to be. Who are you? I wish we'd had time for a proper introduction. My name is Juno. I am on the Mender Council. You've met Ivan, my apprentice. Liar! How are you doing these things? Controlling minds? I thought Menders built things and healed wounds. You are right. Menders do these things. Some of us still practice the teachings given to the Loom Mother's first creations. We are called Volca. I believe I am the only one who can influence another's mind. Now, you're the only one who breaks the rules enough to influence another's mind. Then why not take control of Bellower? I learned the talent to heal minds, not control them. Bullshit. Pardon me. Though even some Volca have trouble believing or accepting Juno. What is it? Taking control of Bellower. It is the difference between convincing a child to sit still and telling a starving bear to stop being hungry. The truth is, we're rarely a match for the Sunder anymore. Our advantage is that we can train more Volca. It is also our weakness. The Volca pass on and lose their knowledge, while the Sunder simply grow older and more powerful. Bellower is both immortal and beyond my influence, to a point. And how do we stop him? The God of Secrets will play a part, as will you. Okay, so what are we doing out here? Do you know the God of Stravs? Few know this stone exists, even amongst those who have lived their whole lives in Borsgard. While Dangler deals in fortune, Stravs taught men to value the value of trade in a different way. He showed them it as consequence, two sides of the same coin. See the silver in the stone? The gales up here wear away the stone, but the metal remains. We need a piece of this silver. The god Stravs is wreathed by imagery of silver weapons. The myths say he traded these weapons to the gods, and they used them to kill each other. Those who seek out the stone call him the god of trade. The Menders call him the god of secrets. He was both. So why did you pick me? Why didn't you take Ivan or Hacken? You don't even know me. I apologize for putting you in danger. Ivan must keep Borisgard from falling while we are away. And if something goes wrong here, I need to be certain one of us makes it back alive. I saw the thoughts of each person when I arrived at Borisgard. You were the only one I knew would return. What do you mean? You would find your way back to Alette no matter what. Let's get what we need and go. Indeed, you'll need to dislodge at least a fistful of metal. We will forge it into an arrow to slay Bellower. Wait, after everything you've told me, make a magic arrow to shoot Bellower? That's all it takes? Why didn't you do that a long time ago? Juno gets a faraway look in her eyes. No, that is not all that it takes. What I tell you now must not be repeated. The arrow will not kill Bellower. Even were it to strike his heart, he has no physical weaknesses. But it will sow doubt in his mind. When it pierces him, I will help him to believe that he is dying. The rest of you will convince him of it with sword and axe. Everyone who fights at your side must believe it to be true. You're going to trick him into thinking he's dead. That is the most insane... He really can't be killed? No. Someday he will awaken and realize he's not dead. I imagine he will be quite upset. First, we must make the arrow. Focus on the task at hand. She looks knowingly at the Godstone, waiting for you to start climbing. Rook, I am not certain how the dredge will react when you do this. And behind us is a sudden drop, so be careful. I know how they'll react. They're not even going to notice, no matter what. Go as far up this thing as I want. I could probably do a little jig at the very top of the Godstone Stravs. And there's the cliffs that we are now walking towards. Okay, we are going to climb higher where it might be easier to remove. We're going to look for another piece. And while you're here, you glance quickly around to see if there's any more low-hanging fruit. You're able to pry away another smaller piece of silver ore before your nerves give out. You nimbly descend to where Juno is waiting. Well done, she says. As you walk back through the dredge, their heads turn in unison to follow. The dread that lingers, and the shaking in your hands, does not subside for hours. Strav's Whetstone. You approach the gates of Beauregard again, relieved that they're still standing. It looks like they took a beating while you were gone. Alette rushes to your side and throws her arms around you once you've crept through the gates. Juno smiles at the reunion and tells you, take this time with your daughter. Find a smith who can fashion an arrow from that silver. I have other things to which I must attend, but meet me on the walls when you're done. To the crafters! It takes a while, but you finally find someone willing to craft an arrow for you. He eyes you suspiciously when you show him the silver, but shakes his head and gets started. Alette watches the smith's fire reflecting in her distant stare. Cue that violin music. I talked to Ivan a long time while you were gone. He told me about Juno. Is she really powerful, as he said? Maybe too powerful. As long as she's on our side. Dad, I think I know what's going to happen now. An arrow? She's going to make you shoot Bellower, isn't she? I don't know for sure. Come on, who else is going to do it? Ivor? Alette, I know where this is going. You're afraid of me dying. This isn't like before. We can't run this time. That's not what I... Let me do it. What? Why not? Because you think I'll get hurt? Yes, actually, you will. You will die if you use that arrow. What do you do when Bellower comes straight for the person holding the only thing that can destroy him? Let me speak. Everything's changed. Skogar feels so long ago. I'm not asking because I'm afraid of losing you. I'm not afraid of anything anymore. Let me do it because you know I'm a better shot. I have a better chance of puncturing his armor. We only have one shot. I'm not a child anymore. I'm not just some girl. I'm your daughter. I can do this. For once, let me decide what happens to me. I'm sorry, Alette. No. She stares into the firelight. You wait for the tears to come to her eyes, but they never do. Just promise. Promise we'll be together. You sit by her side silently until the smith finishes his work. Also, as a side note, I did deliberately choose to leave the dredge baby behind, which means that in the far, far future, Alette might not make it. Might not. Okay, I'm going to go talk to Juno. We're going to get this final battle underway. Let's go ahead and get this game audio up, because I want you to hear this music. There he is. Juno is in the middle of an animated debate as you approach, the arrow in your hand. There is little time left. Bellower knows we're here. Whether he is waiting for more of his forces to arrive or simply wants us to starve first, I cannot tell. But he will not expect a direct attack. Is this a joke? How are we going to do that? I will take a handful of warriors to face him. I can keep a small group hidden from sight. The rest of you will lead the charge from here. With luck, Bellower will send his armies away from himself to meet you. What about the Ravens? They may protest. They will not. I have arranged a task for them. Even if you make it to Bellower, what chance is there of defeating him? We saw what happened at Einertoft. The thing can't be killed. Juno shows them the arrow you had forged from the Godstone silver. This will make him bleed like the rest of us. Once he is pierced, he will be vulnerable. She looks you in the eyes. We only have one. Do not miss. And bring only those you absolutely need. It will take all my concentration to keep the other dredge from swallowing us up. I cannot join in battle. And if we kill Bellower, then what? The dredge will just wander away? That is my belief, yes. I can't say for certain. This is a doomed plan. Help us hold out here until the ships are finished. And then what? Bellower will hound our every step all the way to Arbrang, where I am certain more sunder await. Now is the time to speak to loved ones, and the memory of any god that pleases you. Rest. In the morning, we slay asunder. Yeah. But not really. And after all this, the only one who's going to know that Bellower isn't really dead is going to be Juno. Because we will be dead. Padded undercoat for +1 armor. Okay. I'll accept that. Okay. Time to look at our heroes. Because we had a bunch of them. Oh my god, do we have a bunch. And by bunch, I mean we've only added Hacken. I thought I was going to get... Oh, right. I killed Moger. Moger's dead. Fasolt died at the bridge in Einertoft. Gris died after I lost a battle on the march from to Ridgehorn. And that's it, isn't it? Oh! Luden, Bercy, and Irsa all died when Luden decided to charge the enemies on his own, leaving Ridgehorn. So literally, the only characters I have left are Hacken and Eirik from Hacken's party. Alright, well, let's go ahead and check their stats out. No points available, 13 kills for Hacken. Eirik, 4 kills, no points available. I don't believe, just want to make sure I don't have any points to spend anywhere. Yeah, okay. We're totally good. So then, let's figure out who we're taking to this fight, shall we? I was about to be like, yeah, we got a huge party that just joined us of 2. Bellower. The silence is what you remember. You rise in silence and walk through empty streets. Upon the wall, 2 armies stand, quietly watching each other. Your footsteps echo on the wooden floorboards as you approach Juno. She breaks the silence. It's time, Juno says. Gather your allies. Today, one thing will end, another will begin, and our actions will decide on which side we stand. She's trying to be like a Leo, but her rhymes are no good. Alright, so I need Rook and Alette for this. I'm bringing Hacken. For sure, Ivor, Nid, and Ivand. I want Oddleaf. I don't actually need Alette, but I need her anyway. I don't need Ivor then. Let's see, so 14. Yeah, I'm going to take Ivor out of the rotation to put in Oddleaf. Which means I've got a very damage-intensive team. But I will open with Rook, as he is a melee character. And I'll give him the padded undercoat. Okay. +1 will. Don't need that for anybody. I might put that on Hacken. I'm going to put Alette's bracelet on Hacken, give him another point of strength. It's 10% dodge strength, that's +1 will. Alette can keep the dodge strength. That's +1 strength. Iron bands for Oddleaf. Yeah, that's okay. Will per kill, don't need. The fishhook for Nid. Ivand has will and armor per turn. Purel's Blessing. 20% crit, 3 armor, 1 aggro. 1 aggro, strength, armor, will, and break. I'll give that to Ivand. I don't care if he gets a little bit of aggro. Alright, guys. I have to keep Rook alive. He cannot go down. 10 health. Okay, we're ready. I can actually have an idea. Open with Nid for the break. Oddleaf's arrow trap deals more damage. I needed to really tear away at Bellower's armor. Okay, here we go. All of this renown, I swear, if it transfers over into Banner Saga 2 the way I hope it does. If not, I'll just go back to before the save and figure out which characters I want to spend all that renown on. Okay. Still your fear. Listen, I will try to guide you. Okay. Any other words of wisdom? No? Okay. In that case, I'm going to start hacking over here. I'm going to start Nid, Oddleaf, Alette. Now, there's a reason for this deployment like this. Bellower is going to open the fighting with his scream, which is going to knock everybody back. And if they run into something, they'd be stunned for a whole turn. So I'm putting them in a line so they all get knocked straight back. Can't get close enough to shoot at him without getting severely hurt by him. So I'm going to rest. Here's the scream. See what I mean? All right. So we got some time before Bellower's next turn, so I can set up a couple traps. Farslinger, near Grunt, Far Grunt, 13-9, Far Grunt. Okay. You must break through his armor. Yeah, no kidding. So the near Grunt is going to be my lightning target. Oh, okay. Rook got stunned anyway. Bellower will regain his strength. Keep on him. Yeah, I ain't got nothing to keep on him with. Good night. She can't even reach Bellower yet. And the trap will be spent right before Bellower's turn. Oh well, it's okay. I'm not too overly burdened by this. I'm going to do a break attack over here. She's got to break somebody. Alright. Let's hope he doesn't go for a scream. There we go. Keep Bellower weakened. His strength will return. Alright. We're going to do a lightning strike on this slinger. Unfortunately, nobody that she can reach with her piercing arrow. So I'll just go ahead and start breaking Bellower's armor. The arrow cannot be used until his armor is broken. Yeah, I know. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's really close to Bellower. Some hefty break there. And Alet's out. Gonna need to set up a trap immediately. The only place Bellower can go. He's gonna do his scream. Alright. It's gonna stun Rook. That is not good. That is really, really not good. Let's give these guys something else to fight then. Because that was absolutely going to be the chance for... oh no, why'd you step in that spot, you punk? I need Bellower to step in that. They are really ticking me off here. Okay, this is going to be awesome. Sundering Impact right here. Lots of collateral. Okay. You cannot use the arrow until there is no chance of missing. I am well aware. Well aware. Okay. That grunt goes next. Then I'm going to step Oddleaf into a position to block off Bellower's avenue towards Rook. Break this guy's armor. I'm using her as like dead weight. Some more break. Okay. Gonna run Oddleaf this way. Rain of arrows, just in case somebody decides to go after this direction. He's probably gonna go up towards Ivan, which was expected. Alright. Rook! Now! Now! The silver arrow! Bam! Angry screech. And he's going to march around the battlefield, fall into the trap arrow. But it won't stop the cutscene anyway. Oh man, I almost saved Rook. Ooh, snap, crackle, pop. Ooh. Ooh, sack of potatoes fell on the ground. Ooh. You and I know from watching that the Bellower was totally stopped by Oddleaf's trap arrow. That was it. Like, Rook didn't have to die. I saved him. No, Dad, please help him. Alright, now. Haste, child. Finish Bellower now. Okay. Any other dialogue? No? Alright, so I have a fully healed party. Yay. They have a Slinger, a Dredge, and a Bellower. So I'm going to line up Hacken to face Bellower. He's last turn, however. I'm going to set Oddleaf here. And then I'm just going to sprinkle these guys around. Try to position them so that they don't get screamed into a corner. The scream. And Ivan got knocked, which is unfortunate. So in this stage of the battle, Bellower takes a turn every time he gets hit. And I don't know what that means for Oddleaf's traps. But I am in the meantime going to go ahead and take care of everybody else. Careful, he will respond to every strike. Yeah. I know. Will he respond to that strike? No, he will not. Not ready yet to have Hacken charge in. So I'm actually going to arrest him. Alright, going for it. Her break is what's going to kick things off. So yeah, he gets the next turn, but that's okay. He's probably going to go after Oddleaf, sure. Hurry, they're becoming hard to control! I'm going to send... Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do some damage control on other characters, giving my team more time to prepare for Bellower's next turn. Okay. Hackett still goes before Bellower, and I want to keep it that way. So just 1 point of damage here. Go Hackin'. Go Gadget Hackin'. More than half of his health, and this is already a fight I've won. Gonna try and just flee Bellower. Whittle down the other two so that their turns just get in the way. Bellower goes next turn anyway, so I'm going to target him for a break. He lashes out for every blow he takes. Don't you think I know that? I love this music. I love this music. Yeah, no trumpets. You can come back. It's done. It's done. Here you go. First time I did this on a live stream, for whatever stupid reason, the music glitched out and there wasn't any of that in the final battle. It is so cool with that trumpet cacophony at the end. I just love it. Damn it, Rook, not you too. Dad, get up. Get up, help me. Where are the menders? Hush, child, look at me. It's been too long. Put up your hood. You are alive, and we must go. You are only barely aware of the surrounding chaos as Dredge flee from Varl warriors who push their advantage. Alette, become someone else today. There is time to be Alette another day. I will carry your father back to the city. He will be honored properly, I promise you that. Come now. Juno was right. With Bellower fallen, the Dredge flee the field of battle. You return to Borisgard, but have almost no memory of doing so aside from the image of your father's body still being carried in Ivor's arms. There you go, guys. I did it. I did not level a single character at all through all of Banner Saga 1 and 1 on the easiest difficulty setting, however, granted, but it was all for the farming of renown, of supplies, of fighters, Varl, and villagers. I am set to get myself into a crazy, crazy renowned promotion mega spend in Banner Saga 2. So we should have the time we need to finish the ships. I think you're right. The Dredge don't seem interested anymore. Since Bellower fell, they've been going their own way. The Ravens have been keeping the docks clear. Juno's talking to them about something now. When those longships are ready, we'll be able to sail all the way to Arborang. With luck, before the darkness shows up here. How far south has it spread? I couldn't say. Hopefully not far. Hacken has already decided to come with us. There's not much else to go back to. The two look up as you approach. Let, it's nearly time. Soon we'll be ready to leave Borisgard. Find somewhere safe. One ship is done already, at the docks. I had it prepared for Rook. I don't think I can do this. Come on, Let. It's time to honor your father. Music. Presented without comment. The voices in the background are called an antiphonal choir. So cool. Austin Wintory, please marry me. God. What a conclusion. I just love everything about the music there. It's so good. Oh my gosh. I had to interrupt because I wanted to point out that antiphonal choir. It's just so stellar. It's one of those things that I know I've talked about this when I streamed the game before, but I'm going to talk about it again. The music by Austin Wintory is so unique. Antiphonal choirs are really antiphonal anything is underused in music. Mahler was really well known for it. Mahler was one of these huge epic production kind of musicians where he would have hundreds of performers, and oftentimes there was no room to put all of the performers he wanted. So he actually created music that benefited from having like brass performers backstage or at the opposite end of the auditorium playing across the audience instead of directly at the audience from a stage. And it creates a very unique sound effect of like this somebody from the distance adding in their own voice. It sounds like a far off call, but it's all part of the same piece of music. And that's what you have, that huge, excellent, amazing piece of music, and then in the middle of it, sounding like off in the horizon, it goes We got cheese! Chun, chun, chun. With percussion, it's just so cool. Anyway, I'll stop geeking out for a minute. And Arnie Jorgensen, let's just talk about the art for a second. Wow-wee. Rotoscoped style animation. This game was just everything it needed to be and then some. And as far as Viking dramas go, this one's up there at the top of the list for me. This is probably my favorite Viking-themed game. I rank this above Skyrim. That's right. I'm just loath to interrupt anything, you know, and I probably should have ended this video minutes ago, but this is the bonus. You don't have to watch through the credits, obviously, if you don't want to, but personal achievement. There we go. That's what I'm going to call it. Personal achievement. Just want to enjoy it. There you go, guys. I'd like to thank you so much for sticking through this video all the way to the very end. And I'll see you in the next Banner Saga video, where I'll probably give you an update as I'm playing through Banner Saga 2 as I get closer and closer to those achievements. So thank you very much for coming out, and I'll see you in the next video.